Hello, my name is Jenna Colson, and welcome to Strategy 7 of the Syndicate Workflow Dendrites. So today we're covering manipulatives and models. So we're going to go over the theoretical framework, the process of making connections, and examples. So let's start off with the why. Why use manipulatives and models? Well, the mind-body connection combo is necessary for long-term learning. We all know that it helps kinesthetic and tactile learners, but guess what? The reason why is because it's more easily to form neutron connections when we're actively learning. And as you're learning, as you're manipulating things, it's getting your mind going. As it's making those connections, you're being able to verbalize your observations, your experiences, discussing your ideas, taking it that next step to eventually becoming more abstract with your writing and your content. As you're manipulating, yes, you are challenging your students or your teachers, and they in turn will take it on and take it up a notch, right? You're going to say, okay, well, what about this? Try this, or try, here's a challenge, and they're going to do it, and they're going to want to do themselves. Well, what about this? Will it work this way? Will it work that way? And they're going to start trying all these different ways that they start thinking about. And so they're taking ownership, they're persevering, and they're having that growth mindset. Because if it doesn't work, guess what? It's not a big deal. We'll try it another way. Right? Because we're in this safe zone. And as they're doing this, it's an unconscious thing. It's effortlessly, they're enjoying their learning without realizing how much they're getting out of it. And it doesn't matter what cultural background or how old you are. It's universal, right? And a lot of times we have the misconception of they're older, right? The older they are, the less they need. No, everyone needs it. It's helpful to everyone. Make it easy, right? Make it enjoyable. Make it fun. And last but not least, it has nothing to do with intelligence. This is not just for your GT students or your GT teachers, because we all have those as well, right? It's for everyone. So stop and think about it for a minute. Which why resonates most with you as a learner, and which why resonates most with you as a teacher? What's your why? Next up, the process. So we're looking at a three-step process. First, we have the concrete, right? That's the actual hands-on experience that you're giving them for their very first time, for them to start exploring the concept. Next, you have your representation. So this is your illustration, your drawing. They need to be able to bring it that next level, right, with their icons. And last but not least, the abstract. So here you're starting to be giving symbols and content vocabulary, right? So you're bringing it up a notch. So let's do a practice one, right? So concrete. So here we go. So in this one, what I have two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom. They're the same color, so I know they're the same element, right? And this is a different color, so I know it's a different element. And when they click together, right, because you're going to have the extra part, they click together, you're going to hear a sound. And when you hear that sound, guess what? You know there's a chemical compound, right? You know there's a chemical reaction occurs. But if there was no sound, then it's mixture. So you're adding in that auditory factor as well, because it's not just one. And then we're going to illustrate it, right? So we're adding that visual to it. So guess what? And it'll help them because when they come back to their notes, right? And all of the teachers, we have all our notes. That helps us to visualize, okay, oh yeah, that's what we did, right? So it's that extra connection. And then we start adding the abstract. We start adding the symbols, and we start adding the vocabulary words in there as well. And it doesn't matter what order we go. So when I first started teaching chemical formulas, chemical symbols and chemical formulas, we start off here with the concrete, then we go to the pictures, and then we go to the symbols. But then I give them the symbols, and guess what? They have to draw me the pictures, and they have to give me the context language of it. So it doesn't matter. It's all about making connections. And the more connections they have, right, the more neurons go in, the more they get it. So it's not just one. Sometimes you think hands-on is just hands-on. No, there's other factors to it as well. So let's look at some examples. Right? So right here we go. Here my students were doing, they're modeling plate movement and land formation. So guess what? We don't have to use the graham crackers, right? To represent tectonic plates. And okay, so we don't have the marshmallow stuff that we love to eat, right? Or that's nice and sweet to use as this hemisphere. Nope, we can do simple. Guess what? Our bodies are manipulative as well. So do me a favor, get to your hands, right? Tectonic plate 1, tectonic plate 2. Remember, we pretend that they're both continental plates. Put your hands together. And guess what? Rub them. Make sure that they're rubbing against each other. And as one, so press them hard against each other and make one slide up and the other slide down. All right, there we have a transform body. So do it again. What do you notice? Do you feel the heat? Do you feel the friction? Guess what? That's an earthquake, right? So you could do it there as well. And here with the ground crackers, they even draw the sprinkles because they see the little sediments around as we talk about how that's the weather and so forth. Now let's do another simple one together. Why don't we do mountains, right? So let's say you have two continental crests and they come, right? They're both continental, right? They have the same density, right? You have India, right? And then you have China, and they come, right? And they form the Himalaya Mountains. Right? So here you go. You have another one. And it's not just here. You can also use it, let's say you're doing light, right? Reflect, bounce back, transmit, goes through, refract, fracture, right? So there's all sorts of stuff that you can use using your hands, your body as a manipulative as well. Here we go. Look at this one. Here we go from abstract, right? Again, my students the cubes. And each cube, right? You see the cubes there at the table? Each cube had the chemical symbol of an element. And so here's two different ones that are, right, they're dice. So they have, each one has different ones. And so they drew what each one looked like individually. Because when they put the iPad on top, it made it 3D and it made it look like what the element actually looks like in real life, right, out in nature. So they drew it, and then they put the two cubes together. And then they looked at it again. And if it created something new, then they knew that a chemical reaction occurred and they created a new substance. But if nothing new came out and it was the same, then they knew that it was a mixture. And so here they drew that out. So here they went from abstract to concrete to symbol, right? And a lot of us, sometimes we don't realize it, but guess what? Word search manipulatives. To me as a science teacher, that didn't occur to me. I mean, yes, okay, here's another hands-on activity or, little thing, but it's a manipulative. It really is. And guess what? They're moving, right? So there's some sort of connection going on there. We're firing up some neutrons. So next up, we have models. So there's all sorts of models. So here you have your standard models, right? Your clay, earth, layers of the earth, and then here you have your molecules. And then over here, you can either have them do some, create their own model, and they can either do it as an explore or they can even do it as an assessment. And here, this one was an assessment. They had to describe about how angles affected force and motion. Okay, and then look at over here. It doesn't have to be 3D, it can be 2D, just like we saw in the other one, where it was the, right, moving them around. Here we have this too. So here what they did was, they did the whole wall black, right? It was our longest hall, and they did the Earth, right? The planets, right? The solar system. So each planet they had to figure out the right size to create it to make sure that they're proportional, both in size and distance apart. And they had to study the colors and the different landforms, and they had to put it all together, and we put it out. So there we go. And guess what? You want to make it easier? Here we go. This is for everyone. And some of these, sometimes we forget. Guess what? They're manipulatives too. They're things that we can do every day with our teachers and our students, right? So how are you guys doing so far? Are y'all getting it? Do you have it more or less? Or do we need a little bit of help, right? Or we can do it 5. Now this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 isn't to get us to quiet down. No, 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 no. This is high 5, I got it, right? I am 5 alive. 1, come over here. I need your help, please. Right? So very simple, right? Again, bodies of manipulatives. Here, we have a yes, no pedal. Simple. We can make those with popsicle sticks and index cards. Right? We have our dry erase boards. That's another simple, easy, everyday manipulative. So now, think back to the ones we just showed you. Think back to the ones you've experienced. When you're in PD, which models of manipulatives do you enjoy the most? Which ones do you see more often? And which ones do you yourself use? Which can you use in the future? So let's start wrapping it up. So manipulatives and models is all about loving challenges, right? You're giving them challenges and then they're challenging themselves. As they're playing around, they're thinking, I wonder about this, I wonder about that. And if they make mistakes, hey, guess what? That's just another way that doesn't work. And this is another way that does, right? Because there's more than one way this can catch. Even when you're messing up, you're learning, right? That's another way. And enjoy. Have fun and keep on learning. So let's wrap it up. So your exit ticket of the day. We all love our devices, right? And if you notice my background, we like our emojis and emojis. So what I want you to do is I want you to get out your device, and get on either Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever social media, Snapchat, right? I didn't put that one up, right? Whichever one you use. And we're going to do hashtag adult learning. And what I want you to do is I want you to remember, we're going to do a representation. So I want an emoji or a Bitmoji, whichever one you want to do, right? So let's do some representation. Let's try to get some sort of symbols in there, right? And content. And since you are you're manipulating, right? You got that as well. Right? You're creating your own model with it. So pick a question, any question, right? And here we go. Let's look over your options. Option 1, why should we use manipulatives and models? Option 2, discuss the process and how M&Ms are used to make connections. And option 3, which manipulative models will you incorporate into your next lesson or your next PD, right? So pick one, get some emoji, let's get some representation, right? Some icons in there, and hashtag adult learning. Thank you for joining me and have a great day.